Hello. Today's word is inferiority complex. That refers to low self-esteem when a person regards themselves as lower in status than other people, or when one compares one person with another person. Inferiority complex can cause many problems because a person feels diminished when they are in the presence of other people. Generally, inferiority complex can be caused by one person belonging to one class and another belong to another, or one person being school or university educated and another not so. So there are many ways and different situations in which people compare themselves with others. But the problem globally is that generally Africans are regarded as people who are inferior to other peoples of the world. And this is theoretical or mythical. It cannot stand the test of empirical research or the test of what can be proved. But there are certain ways in which some people behave in a way that demonstrates inferiority complex in a manner that it is very difficult to contradict. These people embarrass those who are observing to an extent that sometimes it affects them and makes them feel inferior too. Let me give you a clear example of how this is evident on the African continent. On or about 12 May, I think it was 11th to 12th May 2026, there was a summit which was held in Nairobi, Kenya. It was called the France-Africa Summit 2026. It was hosted by the President of Kenya, His Excellency William Ruto. And the main guest was the President of France, Emmanuel Macron. Now, this is where inferiority complex comes in. I understand that there were 30 African heads of state or their representatives who gathered in Nairobi to meet one European head of state, Emmanuel Macron. 30 of them. And African leaders, African presidents will never meet in those numbers to discuss their own problems, even within the auspices or under the auspices of the AU. But here they are in May 2026, meeting one European leader. But what is worse is that the cultural ethos of Africa was undermined. You know, in Africa, age is respected. But here, I saw something very strange. Let me start with the name of the conference or summit. It was called France-Africa Summit, not Africa-France Summit. The host, as I said, was Dr. William Ruto, and the main guest was Emmanuel Macron. Now, Emmanuel Macron is 48 years old. And here he is, gathering 30 heads of state who were all older than he was. Macron is 48. The host, Dr. William Ruto, is 59. The president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, is 68. The president of Mozambique, Daniel Chapo, is 69. The president of Angola, Joao Lorenzo, is 71. The president of South Africa, that is Cyril Ramaphosa, is 73. The president of Nigeria, Ndate Bola Tinubu, I should be saying Ndate Moholo, grandfather, is 73. Ndate Emerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe is 83. Ntate Russell Dlamini of Eswatini, 52. Ntate Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, 58. Re Duma Gideon Boko of Botswana is 55. Ntate John Mahama of Ghana, 67. Ntate Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, 62. Ntate Atske Selassie of Ethiopia is 68. Ntate Sam Matekane of Lesotho is 68. Me Samila Hassan of Tanzania is 66. Me Nandi Ndaitwa of Namibia is 68. Now you see, all these people are older than Emmanuel Macron, but they were there. Some of them did not go personally, but they sent their representatives. In the case of Namibia, I think it was the vice president. But you see how African leaders are undermined by Emmanuel Macron, who was kicked out of Burkina Faso by President Ibrahim Traore. The French were given 30 days to leave Burkina Faso. Now he realized that he's been kicked out of the French sphere of influence. Now he wants to move to the east and south of the continent. And there, people whom we respect as our elders go there to meet him. And the most embarrassing thing was that at some point he took over the microphone and took control of the audience, as if these leaders could not control the audience. That is inferiority complex, especially when you consider that Emmanuel Macron's country, France, was kicked out by a person who is 38 years old, 10 years younger than Macron. Yet, bontate moholo, fathers and grandfathers. I mean, Tate Moholo Paul Biya is 93, for goodness sake, 93. And allowing himself to be invited to meet a 48-year-old from France. That is inferiority complex at its worst. Is this the legacy we're going to leave for our children? Anyway, ke a leboha. Salang hantle.